Creating an interesting and visually appealing desktop publishing document involves incorporating text and images together. When we bring the two onto the same page, sometimes there's issues related to layout. And one of the ways we can avoid those issues is to use the text wrap feature. So I'm going to place a document on my page and incorporate it within the text that I have on my page. So there I've placed the picture of an elephant, and you'll see if I move that around, the elephant picture simply covers over my text, and that's not what I want. So instead of simply moving all my text, I'm going to wrap the text around this image. So select the image, click on your text wrap settings tool, and you're going to get a variety of options with which to wrap the text around your image. You can try them out. I like to use the tight option myself. So if I click on that, I then can move my picture around, and you'll notice the text moves out of the way. However, it is beneficial to have some break between the text and the image so it doesn't look like the text is sitting on top or underneath the picture. So what I'm going to do here is change my distance from text options. And as I change these margins, you'll see that the text moves away from the picture just a little bit. So that's one good way to separate image from text. Just be careful that you don't place your image in a spot where you get confusing text left over. You'll get spaces between the letters, spaces between the lines as the text tries to incorporate and fill in. So you generally don't want your text to be separated near a margin. If you're going to put an image in the middle, that's fine, but be wary that reading across and trying to line up the lines doesn't always work too easily. So your best bet for image wrapping or text wrapping is to move your image somewhere near the edge of your text box. So there's the basics of text wrapping. Now there's another couple of options we can use, and I'll demonstrate those for you. So I'm going to get rid of my elephant. I'll close my text wrap settings box, and I'm going to bring in a couple of pictures. So I'm going to bring in an ellipse, and I'm going to bring in a rectangle. And I'm just going to put these together. I'm not really making anything specific here. I'm just making an interesting shape. So I'm going to hold down my Shift key, select both of those. I'm going to jump back over to my design persona because that allows me to readily use my geometry tool. So again, circle, square, I'm going to add these together to create one individual shape. So now I'm going to jump back to my publisher persona. And again, I can move this into shape or into my text, and I can text wrap it as I normally would. It moves out of the way. It gives me an interesting design, but I'm going to click on the inside option this time. So when I do that, the text just moves out of the way, but what I need to do now is make the interior of my shape with no fill. So I'm going to go up to fill and turn that right off. And you're going to see then that the text goes inside the shape rather than around the outside. I can change and distort that shape all I want. And my text jumps into the inside of it. So that may be something you want to try and utilize. And again, as I work through this, you can adjust that shape all you want, and the text simply flows in and out. And again, with that text frame, if I shrink it down, I still have the option of creating a secondary text frame and having the text flow beyond there. Okay, so there's another option for you when you're dealing with text wrap.